Hello, I'm David Sauls of Wireworld Cable Technology, and I would like to tell you about the special technology that makes our cables so unique and different. The flexibility of cables is very important in the way we use them. And in conventional cables, the conductors and the strands and everything is twisted to create that flexibility. Well, there's a downside to this. Those twists actually reduce the performance of the cable in terms of how it passes music. Well, the reason for this is that what actually moves the signal through the cable is that the electromagnetic field vibrates the electrons. Well, when the conductors are twisting around, the field is no longer lined up with the direction of the signal flow, and it creates loss known as eddy currents. So what this relates to is the same thing as you'd see in a river or stream when there's swirling currents and eddies in the water, which slow down the flow of water. Within a cable, the same thing happens because of the twists slowing down the signal, because the electromagnetic field is no longer lined up with the direction of the signal flow. So what I've learned to do after many years of trying is to create a new design that we call DNA Helix. In the DNA Helix, all of the strands are completely parallel and the conductors are twisted together, but everything that the signal sees is parallel. And the benefit of that is that it loses less of the signal. So we can hear more dynamics, we can hear quieter information, we can hear greater clarity. And in fact, if we measure the response of the cable with test instruments, we actually see that it preserves the musical waveform better than a conventional cable. The next thing I'd like to talk about is noise in cables. Most people are aware that microphone cables and instrument cables need to be well shielded, and we absolutely agree with that. But there's another kind of noise, the noise actually generated within a cable. The kind of noise that we hear when we touch a guitar cable with the amp turned up. And this noise is known as triboelectric noise. It's actually a static effect inside the cable. Now, there are conventional ways of reducing this noise with conductive insulation that you'll find in better instrument cables, but there's a downside. They're able to make a cable quiet with these materials and this technique, but the sound generally becomes duller, and that's a little bit of a problem because we don't hear all the fine texture in the sound, and the dynamics become muted. So I worked on this and developed a new solution, which we call Composite X2, which is a unique combination of materials that allow us to make the cable very quiet without losing the fine details in the sound. And Composite X2 is unique to Wireworld cables, and you'll find it's extremely effective at reducing the noise and preserving all of the details and dynamics in the sound.